on their website.
For this
specifically
brand?
for that.
Okay.
But good luck.
The what?
That's what I used,
Uh-huh.
and literally the tiniest movement changes it drastically.
Interesting.
So
It's like a different tone?
yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know.
Handle. You got your own headphones?
Yeah.
Came prepared.
Get an actual lyre. Get an actual harp or
I
lyre.
was thinking of getting one.
Yeah. One that will
The thing
stay
is,
in
it
tune.
doesn't have to be instrument really. Because people don't know. As long as you use it in a melodic way,
Yeah.
should be
I guess the
Do what?
Huh? Forget what I was saying. I took a nap after I got off of work. I was so tired. And then I woke up and remembered something I had to do for work.
I also took a nap.
I was
2
exhausted.
Advils.
Advil? Headache or?
Yeah, it was. I had I guess my temperature was high.
Testing 1 2. I think some of y'all's mics are off too from when I streamed.
I think this mic is
The
on.
volume's not on
Test 1 2. That definitely is bass E.
But I don't know if it's actually on.
I heard it.
You heard it?
Or maybe it was just not the microphones.
Because you're picking up everything.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's picking up everything.
Oh yeah. It was definitely on. And now it's not. Whatever you did.
There you go.
You want tea?
Maybe.
It's Dragon Pearl
Check,
Jasmine
check, check.
with a little bit of white and a little bit of
Welcoming
black.
everybody, Butterfly here. Let's see who else here.
Hello, everybody.
We come too far.
Oh, my aunt said the church was torn down.
Monica, nice to see you. We got brother Charles too. I have not been streaming onto Facebook either. Just hasn't been.
I see your note, Charles.
Excuse me?
See?
Yes.
He's drinking caffeine.
Even though my bedtime's in 2 hours.
Why you have to be up so early tomorrow?
I'm just trying to, like, lock it in.
Yeah.
Habit.
Yeah, that's good.
Hola, hola.
Who's the new guy? His name's Charles.
Charles. Single and ready to mingle.
You're up here early.
Oh. Wanna come over here? Huh? Come on. Come on.
Nice to see everybody. Joe, Sukdev.
Okay.
I got pink headphones today.
The white ones weren't plugged in or what?
What's it?
Right behind you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you prefer the pink, wear the pink.
No, the in-ear one it's louder than normal. So this is the new.
I like the case. It's pretty.
Listen.
Because this is the one that is the most relaxing one. I was like, why? Because this is a straight tube, so it allows the more.
Is it bamboo?
Yeah, it's all bamboo. So you can control the air. So this one you can't control the air. This one.
Right.
Because you just blow it.
Yeah.
It
You
goes
don't have
through.
control over the air.
Yeah, you can control it, but the way the quality of the sound is not so. It's not as smooth, I would say. Because as I'm playing online, I start to see the difference. Welcoming Brittany. Hollow, nice to see you. We got La Harina, Joe. How's everybody? How's your energy this week? Teddy got the perfect acoustic spot.
Yeah. Wrapped in the crystal bowls.
Just waiting for the flute to start again. Dog hiding amongst the bowls.
That's what he likes to do.
Where the other one went down.
The cat might come up later, who knows?
Yeah. Angela is here. Tanya. How's everybody doing? Thank you for hanging out with us. We are the Mystic Villagers, of course. Queen Emily, you got Brother Charles is joining us as a new committed practitioner in the art of sound healing. And nice to see Robin. His Royal says dog hiding, yeah. Let's see who's here. Jill, Nani is here. Of course, Angela. We got Margot.
Margot.
Margot. We got Juliana. Puerto Rico. A flower is persistent bloom. A flower in persistent bloom. Butterflies here. We got Robin. Love is all you need. Ooh. All we need is love. You got a rabbit. Claude B from Canada with the rabbit. How about Sister Emily? How's the vibes been this week for you?
Sluggish. Just like everybody around me, like it feels like there's a lot of things to be done, and while we're being productive, the overall energy, it's just a lot of people are tired. And I feel like in the beginning, a lot of people have been in their heads, a lot of stress, anxiety, and reacting from that. And I think people are just tired from it later in the week, so we're just all just chilling, you know?
Yeah, I've been smelling more Mary J as I'm doing my Amazon deliveries. That's a sign. And because the temperature, right, it got cold.
Yeah.
It was hot and then like cold. And there's not a lot of exciting things this month, and it makes people like I was telling Brother Charles and Sister Emily here that I was driving down the freeway, and I drove past Locos Ojos, okay, which is like a Latino style Hooters. And it was completely packed. Like the whole parking lot was just completely packed. And Coachella's bomba. What's that?
I don't know what that means.
And so it just reminds me that when your life isn't that interesting and you have no discipline or no calling, I mean, that's what we used to do. I mean, that's what I used to do, right? Nani says, I just finished substitute teaching intermediate school kids. Enough said. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad that you finished. Yeah, I heard middle school is very difficult because, oh gosh, right? Because that's when they learn they want to be cool, and they're willing to do anything to fit in. And as we get older, sometimes we're still like that, but we speak through our purchases. Right? That's the American culture. We speak through our purchases, and the things are material things that it's like we have made it financially, but not always happy. Suleiman says, means people are smoking because they are stressed out. Yeah, imagine having to push through work and all you're thinking is like go home and watch Netflix. And then Friday, everybody at work agree we're going to go to Locos Ojos. Right? So we can get a bucket of Corona or whatever the thing is and watch basketball playoff. Oh, that's what it is. Basketball playoffs. I mean, my father watches it, and I just happen to cervezas y limones. And of course, I also been a little sick. I wouldn't even say sick, just a little fever. Because when you have to see, whenever I see a place to serve, right? Whenever we find our calling, we want to do more. Right? Whenever we're inspired, we want to do more. We want to practice the flute. We want to play the drum. We want to live stream. And the moment we start to lose inspiration, we have to watch out, because we start to disengage from the things we love, because the master calls it routine. Right? When it's routine, it's just there's no inspiration. This is why we have to keep pushing each other to grow. Right? That's why we got more flutes, more bowls, new brothers, and we have to stay inspired, or else routine kicks in that leads us back to old habits. Right? When we are uninspired, our old habits of substance may want to come out, or our old addictions like gaming, or Netflix. And it's fine to do all of these things as long as we don't spiral into an addiction again. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Nani says, and they're being more influenced by social media. How about Brother Charles? You can use your bass mic. You can take the thing off. Oh, okay. Check. How's the energy? What have you been noticing throughout your week?
I'm definitely in a upward trajectory, at least when it comes to my practices, letting go of distractions. I'm starting to try to ask God for more direction. It's something that I haven't really been cultivating in a long time. And so I'm very encouraged. Ever since the solar eclipse, I've been feeling very inspired to step up my and commit and maybe follow up on lots of old practices and projects that I've been putting off.
Yes. Yeah, recommitting to your life. Recommitting to what makes you feel alive. And that's why there's things like there's a lot of entertainment, because when your life doesn't feel alive, we want to go to Coachella and go to all these things that make you go like see new things, only to come back to an everyday life that's so boring. And I used to not even think my life could be interesting. It's hard to live an inspired life when you're not around inspired people, right? I'm grateful that we could do what we love on a weekly basis instead of wait to go on a retreat or vacation. We're having a party right now that feels something special to us. We're drinking the tea, we're having the genuine talk, and it fills the heart without needing to go so far, right? And it makes us want to ask questions: what's possible? What more can I do for me? And lots of crazy dreams this week with the full moon, says Joe. Nani says, I'm out on a walk in nature listening to you all. Grounding, feeling better by the minute. Beautiful. Welcoming Hollow. Yes. Yeah, it's just more, sometimes your body, you have to learn to balance your body. Sometimes you need more fire energy. Sometimes you need more water energy. So you have to check in on your body, especially when you're bald. You're more susceptible to every temperature. And I was feeling cold in my body and I knew to do the tumo, but I didn't do it on time. I did it the next day, and so this is why we have the yogic tool, which is pay attention. Is your body hot right now? If your body is hot, then you need to ground it with a water technique, which is just meditation or nature. If your body is cold, you need to exercise, sweat, open the pores, or doing fire breath work. And so if anybody has intention on what you would like to release, brothers, sisters, this is a good time, okay? So we will be jamming, we will just do our thing. And if you would like to release, if you would like to type in what are you ready to release, or what you would like to, or whatever's on your heart that you feel you need to express, this is a good time so that we can turn our sound journey into something with intention. And I think for me, it would be to find balance in healing myself and to use, to have more balance in using my energy. I love serving. I love live streaming. I love all these things. And I'm grateful that there's things that I love, but I need to balance my energy so that I don't get burnt out. And it's not that bad. So how about Sister Emily? What's on your heart that you would like to release, or before we start?
I feel like this week I've just been very focused while taking care of myself as well. I've been going a little bit slower, just being a little bit more gentler than I normally would while I've been focused, which has been a good adjustment. But I'm looking for just more of that gentleness, I think. Just, acting, receiving, and giving love. Just love overall.
And you've been connecting with your family more too, so
Yeah.
that's a cool thing.
I've always been very close with my aunts. They all kind of raised me as a tribe together. I had a lot of masculine women in my life, and I still do. But yeah, I've been learning more about my roots that I didn't know, and it's inspiring. So I feel like right now it's an adjustment period for me of reevaluating the direction that I want to go in. But still leaving myself open for God to lead me down the path that I meant to go down. So I think this weekend will be focused on just self-care and just self-care. Journaling, probably going outside in nature. I need grounding desperately. So I will be going outside in nature this weekend on Saturday.
Where are you going?
I don't know yet. Wherever my heart leads me, we'll see.
You want to go far, like the park, the state park, something like that?
I mean, that'd actually be really cool.
I think that the temperature is perfect right now.
Mm-hmm.
And how about hey, you just got here, cat causing trouble already. How about Brother Charles? What is your intention today before we begin? Just so we can have some more connection. And
my intentions are to release fear and become more open to hearing God and what He wants me to do.
Beautiful.
He or she, they.
I love that. The Master always tells us, tell God to use you for something good, something great, something powerful. Let's read some comments here. Davey says, hello. I'm raising.
Can you put it on do not auto scroll if you hit the middle cursor?
Oh,
I think that'll stop it from auto scrolling.
Okay. Davy says, hello, I'm raising frustration of my struggles to communicate with people I love. Suleiman intention is more courage and confidence. Claude is here too. Let's see here. Claude's intention is healing. Davy says releasing. Okay, I'm releasing frustration of my struggles to communicate with people I love. Still tired after COVID end of March. Well, I think today we should bring the energy up with the sound. All right. Raise the vibration. Sending healing to... Okay. Juliana says, I'm releasing my old identity completely. Boom. I will feel more courageous to make better choices for my self-sustenance. Boom. Nina says, surrender unworthiness, sitting in the GAP, the gap.
Like that.
Break free from the gap. Prayers and healing energy to you, my friend Claude says, messenger of love. Intention to release pain on my toes. Very, very specific, very clear. Let's see here. Welcoming Sister Kada Jelly. Anna Farron is here too. And thank you everybody for choosing to be here. And I hope you enjoy the journey.
You like it?
What tea is that?
It's mixed with
Sencha?
no, it tastes like sencha, but surprisingly it's not. It's Lungjing, dragon pearl jasmine, and a little bit of white tea. But it tastes like sencha, which is crazy. But no sencha.
Brother Sean is still sick, so sending loving energy to the famous father. And daughter too. Daughter is also under the weather. And so a lot of people just need healing, loving energy right now. So
It's smoky in here, huh?
yeah, sure.
Want me to open the window?
No, just flip it. Oh, because you didn't crush it, that's why.
I tried to, but
That's okay, we probably need it.
yeah, but I just don't want the fire alarms to go off in the middle of the smoke alarm is right there.
You have to.
Yeah, we should probably.
I can open it. Oh, it's kind of, it's not as thick up there.
Okay, that's fine then. It'll dissipate.
No, yeah, it's only down here.
We'll bless the community with the healing sounds of the Mystic Village. There.
Doggy is like, what?
What are you doing?
Like, play already. Alright, now we get to be quiet and enjoy the sound together. Try something. Just make something up. Have a little bit more fun than that. What's up?
We were clipping.
Yes. No, it's this mic. That's why.
That mic, yeah.
Because it's a condenser.
I was
so.
wondering what that was. Mhm.
So that's why playing indoor is different than outdoor. That's why.
Yeah.
Everything's sensitive, so you could have done that, but just lower volume.
Yeah.
Dum, dum. So that's why
You were
more.
clipping too.
Yeah.
The flute was too.
Well, imagine this. Everything that we're doing is so loud.
Yeah.
The bowls are loud, the drum is loud, and we're inside with
Mhm.
4 microphones, so it's really difficult to do it. But it's fine. And so eventually, that's why you'll find a bass technique and a more fingering that's not so. What happens is that when the bass, because this thing drowns all the microphones out, so that's why you don't hear any reverb, because it doesn't. Everything's so loud, and then with that it's like double loud, right? So, but that's okay, right? But with this one, it requires less power, and that mic is like where you're at is like the perfect distance for that microphone. But with this one, it's like it's a lot. You're supposed to play it loud,
Yeah.
and I should bring my other djembe, which is more synthetic, which allows you to play louder. Which allows you to hit the bass without being so loud. Which it has a bang bang, that tanginess, allows you to
Try it.
Ding, ding.
I like the bass in this though.
Yeah.
But we're still figuring it out.
So I think we don't even need that mic right there. So
What mic?
That one.
we don't need that. Look, try it. So right now only this is on. Sounds good. Try playing normal. Realistically, we could just use one mic. So let's just try to jam with just one deck.
What, the condenser mic?
Yeah, like right now it's just one mic on and it works.
I'm just curious, what would it sound with just this and this?
Okay. No, that's not.
It's very bassy.
Okay, try.
Same beat? Like the same treble?
Yeah.
There's an echo. Mic's not on.
Try
Play
right now.
louder?
Because now it's just this one. Not bad. That's good.
Right now it's just that one?
Mm-hmm.
It's that one and your bass.
Bass.
So maybe like lead with those two and everything else should be like more backup.
It sounds good though when you with your flute on that when
Well,
it's real close,
the
but
issue-
it was clipping a little bit.
Yeah, the issue is like it drowns out. Like when everything's loud, there's no. I guess like because this thing, we're on full power, so the microphone starts like vibrating too much, and if you add more, it just does that clipping thing.
What about those mics those ones that clip on near the end? You know what I'm talking about?
The little one?
A little bit.
When we're playing with mindful volume, it's fine. But when we're in the intense part, that's when it's hard for the mics to. Welcoming everybody, Sandy, Trisha. Thank you for hanging out. Booze Way, Dalbert, Tom. How are we feeling? What are we feeling? What are we feeling? Leaving the ball. Breathing in, be aware that you're breathing in. Breathing out, be aware that you're breathing out. Diana, wait a minute. Diana usually is on Insight Timer, but Diana is on YouTube right now. Shout out to Diana. Of course, we've been doing our own internal work, right? A lot of contemplation, lots of this. What I notice is that if you're not currently inspired right now, you're gonna just go back and do and be comfortable. The destroyer of dreams, comfort. What can you say about that, Brother Charles? Comfort. So many people are so damn comfortable. So many people are not willing to take the leap of faith to like follow their dreams. Because why? Netflix, Uber Eats, takeout, right? TV, sports, drinks. There's so many things to do that distracts you. And like there's like 20 apps on our phone that could be so distracting and not engaging. What can you say about comfort zone, the destroyer of dreams?
It doesn't last. Eventually, reality will hit you in the face.
What do you mean? Tell us about your personal experience. Welcoming Miss Missy. You've been waiting for me on TikTok. Yeah, I've been taking a break from TikTok for now. Because why? Because sometimes we talk about stuff on here that we cannot talk on about TikTok. Like you can't say the word cannabis on TikTok. You cannot say. There's many self-censoring words. And over here, we just say whatever the hell we want. Okay, Brother Charles. Comfort zone, the destroyer of dreams.
It never lasts because reality is always changing. The only constant is change. And so if you're in your zone, staying the same, eventually things are going to change and you may not be prepared for those changes.
So you have battled the comfort zone.
Oh yes.
The comfort, dude. I mean, turning like these issues, the comfort zone, we just call it like a monster. The comfort zone. You have battled the comfort zone. Why is it so hard to break that? Like, just don't think too much. Just go to work, pay bill, eat food. Why is it so difficult for people to believe in their damn dreams or deepen their spiritual, whatever the thing that we believe in? Why is it so? Why was it so hard for you to break free from the cycle of comfort?
That's a really, really complex question. My understanding of just our biology, we're almost designed to try to save energy, to expend the least amount of energy to get what we need to survive. And so we're just naturally resistant to making big changes or effort when we're getting our basic needs met. And in our society, we are so, with the convenience and the technology, it's like you can order your Uber straight to your bed, have it delivered to your bed. You have entertainment beamed straight to you. You don't have to go and get it. You don't have to spend any effort.
You can live in it with the VR now, right?
And our body just is like, yeah, this is great. I don't have to go and hunt. I don't have to go and try.
Yeah.
But something inside of us is
the matrix.
We have another need. So that's our like human need, but we have a spiritual need to expand. We're infinite. And so those two conflict. And eventually the spirit wins, that wants to be free, that wants the movement. And so that's why it's never satisfying. Eventually reality is going to impose upon you, because reality is essentially spiritual.
I've been talking a lot about this online. I have all my needs met, but I'm still not happy. Right? So like that's what a lot of people notice, because we've been taught to like stay in school, get to college, get the job, buy the house, buy the car, find a girl or guy, eventually get married, have kids. And imagine people do all that expecting eventually they're going to find some sort of fulfillment, and they're not. And it leads them to just making more purchases. A bigger truck, lifted truck, add an intake, exhaust. That's not enough. You got to buy a Corvette now. One house is not enough. Invest in two, rent them out, invest more, but I'm still not happy. Sister Emily, Queen Emily, can you talk about the comfort, the destroyer of dreams? The comfort zone.
The comfort zone for me has been, just like you said, Netflix, Uber Eats. It has been convenience, right? We expect that white glove service to always be given to us. And whenever we live in such comfort of just, living in a society where things are so easily accessible, we just have these kind of expectations all the time. And we expect life to be so easy that we never push ourselves to see what else we can become, rather than a wife, a daughter, a son, a niece, a nephew, an employee, going to the next dopamine, going to the next movie, seeing whatever's trending at the time. We never step outside of that matrix, as we may call it, to see the expansiveness, to see God working in our lives, to see how absolutely incredible life can be. And that takes taking the leap of faith, because if we don't believe that something is greater out there for us, we expect our life to stay stagnant, and then it might get better for a little while, and then we might not be growing and experiencing new things and pushing ourselves to become a better person, or to sing, or to play the different drums or different styles, that we get bored, and then we go back to that comfort zone where we get caught up in the same cycle again. Mm-hmm. And if we keep on going back and forth and not pushing ourselves to grow further, then we're just going to keep on doing the same stuff. And that's the spiral of samsara, right? Like, we're just continuing the same, sometimes bad habits that we might have, or it's okay to do every now and then. Like this week, I've been watching Netflix a little bit more, but being aware whenever we are, and like giving ourselves a time limit. Okay, tonight I'm going to watch 1 hour of Netflix, 30 minutes of Netflix, and then I'm going to stop doing that and I'm going to do something else productive with my life. Like maybe go outside or meditate or go to the gym, not getting caught up in that cycle, like allowing it a little bit whenever you need it, but then snapping yourself out of it and getting back on track.
Yes, the master has trained us that if you ever get too, it bugs me that I'm too comfortable. Which is why I'm always on the grind, because mm-hmm. It's like, why is, but of course there's a time where you make a plan. Now, I have been blessed with a job called Amazon Delivery, which allows me to see how comfortable people are outside of the inner city. And so what I've been I study human. I people study all day, all night, because why? Why not? We should be studying each other about, okay, so when you're an immigrant family, right? You've been taught to grind. Like my family taught me to work hard because that's all we know. But when there's many families who they came 5 generations ago, so they have a lot of built up wealth that makes them choose comfort zone, safe church, safe school, out an hour from the inner city, where everything is so safe and quiet and so comfortable, and we just stay in that little box and don't question much. Why? Because it's comfortable. We just want to make sure we follow what we've been taught. Take care of your children, take care of your wife, husband, and make sure you survive very well. Get the nice house with the white picket fence. Right? People cut your grass. Right? They cut your grass. They cut your tree. On Christmas Day, you decorate your house. And everything has a cycle, and you know what's about to happen. But to ask, is there more to life than doing the same, than doing this? And it's so beautiful that I get to see the whole city. Like I get to see 6-7 cities where people they got the Tesla in the drive, in the driveway. They got the Jaguar. Maybe they got the newest Prius. All of it is to just make sure their life survives. But to think, how can they do more than just survive very good? How can I just... Why? It's like, why would I do that? All right, I'm working a really hard job. I drive an hour to the inner city, to downtown to work, and I drive an hour back home 5 days a week. I'm doing so much already. Why should I think beyond what I'm doing already? So a lot of people, that's it. Be comfortable enough to take care of their family. But to think, what is my purpose here? To just be an employee and take care of my family? What's more to it than that? And to question more than that, it's uncomfortable, because everybody has a purpose and a part beyond the societal programming of being a father, mother, daughter, son, and the human of the survival of human race, the humanness. What is beyond the human experience, which is the spiritual experience, beyond the religious experience, right? And so this requires you contemplating a lot. And why would we do all of that when we got everything? All my needs are met. I can order all the Christmas presents every year. You're gonna get Christmas presents for you and your family. Why would I think more than that if I'm at the peak of, like, I'm at the middle upper class or the middle class where I'm good, my family is good. Why would I think about helping more? Maybe just volunteer sometimes. But to think about, how can I make a difference on a planet? How can I do more? And let's see here. Huma says, here we go again.
Yes.
Huma says, insatiable desires. If we deny our desires and remove our humanity, it can be empty for ourselves and for others. If we allow our desires to continue unchecked, we can overextend and harm ourselves. Finding our balance of just the right amount can be good for our health. Balance can be hard to achieve because there is no easy answer. And we do not find comfort in the unknown. Those who embrace the unknown or embrace the chaos will burn out like a burnt out candle. Find a healthy balance. Now I say all this comfort zone thing. This thing it's just a human thing. We want to be comfortable enough to make sure comfortable enough to buy a little bit nicer things, right? And it seems pretty critical saying this. And so we give when it's convenient. We see a donation box, we see a GoFundMe, great. But what about doing the work that helps people feel the unconditional love, mentoring people, the grassroots work, right? The grassroots work is what we do. We show up to the park, we connect with people. And before, we want to just show up and support other people, but to lead is difficult. Because why? We're already busy at work. We're leading at work. We're leading as a father. But to lead humanity is what we're doing as a group. Right? What can you say about that, brother Charles? Like to be a leader and to do it fiercely.
It feels scary for me because it's a lot of work. So much work.
And people will criticize you also.
I wish that there was someone in charge I wish there was an adult in the room. Could be like, okay, yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a great idea. Senator, president, whoever. But it seems like there isn't. It seems like we're being challenged to step up and in our own way, in our own sphere of influence, our friends, family, to be a leader in our everyday almost.
The master always talks about that quote from JFK. It's not what the country can do for you, but what can you do for your country?
So huge.
And it's like, it's so easy to just blame the system. It's so easy to just blame. And the amount of, like, somebody will do it, right? We just blame the politician easily, but what are we willing to do our part too? And so when you actually when you come to the other side where we stop waiting for somebody to be the change, when you start being the change, what do you feel, sister, because you've been with us for a while? When you start being the change you wish to see in the world, it comes with challenges too, right? So what can you say about that?
Being the change that you wish to see in the world doesn't only start and happen with your meditation group. It doesn't only happen with your family. It doesn't only happen with your church, your spiritual vibe tribe that you have. It being the change happens on a daily and moment-to-moment basis. And whenever you decide to serve yourself, to serve God, to serve humanity, to serve your family, people are going to test you. And I feel like those tests are all lessons. Like every person that comes into our lives, they're there to teach us something. They're either there to help us grow or to test our ego and really make us do the inside work. And sometimes it brings up certain aspects of ourselves that we need to work on, because like the master says, we can only focus on ourselves. We can only change ourselves. We can't change others, but we can change the way it affects us, and we can change our response. And by doing the work and within ourselves first is where it starts. And the more inside work that we do within ourselves, that helps us be a better person, and it helps us influence more around us in a positive way.
It's a lot of work. And it's not outside. It's physical, emotion. It takes all of you so much. Imagine, like, look at this studio space, okay? Look at how many mics, how much setup, right? And then when we go outside on Sunday, we had to set up for 2 hours every Sunday for free. And it's why many people are like, why? Like, you could charge. But again, it's because it's called unconditional love. It's a lost art. So right. That's why we have the new motto on TikTok called "Link in the Bio." Instead of really mentoring people now, don't give them all. Just give them enough so that they can check the link in the bio to schedule a one-on-one for a $10,000 reading, right? Right. And so it's there's so much. Why? Because we want to make sure that our finances is good. We want to make sure that we survive very well first before we can help people. And sometimes that surviving very well can extend farther and farther and farther. Well, how much do you need to, right? And it becomes like, well, I need a $2,000 apartment condo. Then I also need a Tesla Model 3, right? Or it's fine, a Prius, right? New. And so and so we start just following the survival mechanism. Like, okay, now that we have perfectly survived, we look for okay, now I need a house. So we forget to serve on the whole journey because we need so much to survive when our ancestors needed so little to survive. Like our grandmas didn't have hot water, didn't have running water. And maybe that's why they were more connected, because of their blessings, right? The blessing of not having so much comfort allows them to be more appreciative. So the community was important. Why? Because they didn't have social media. There wasn't a lot of entertainment or distractions. Like growing up, I didn't have, so like there was TV, but what was more fun? Rollerblading. But with video games that are so addicting, right? We may forget to go outside. Right? We forget to go. All right, with all our old people, many of them in retirement homes, they're not mentoring the new generation. Why? Because they're in a dang retirement home. Why? It's easier to not have to have somebody always take care of them. But in Thailand, like in my family, we don't even use retirement home. We just deal with. So I grew up with a ton of grandmas, and they mentor you with unconditional love. Why? Because they're so old that they don't need to get a job, right? They're just there. But to be young and old allows us to have gain wisdom. But nowadays, why? The modern world is moving so fast that we're disconnecting from this thing called the heart. What can you say about that, Brother Charles?
Man, you're bringing it. You're bringing it.
Is that TikTok training?
It would be really nice to actually be around our elders. I always thought it was weird, like in America, you're 18, get out of my house, kind of thing. Go make your way. You're an adult. Our brains don't develop till we're like 25, but they're like 18, get out of here.
Yeah.
So I just always thought that was such a scam. Like, why don't we collaborate as a family? Why don't we save our money, invest, build wealth, build generational wealth? Why are we all like just separating and going out into this society that doesn't really care about us? Like, why don't we stick together and help each other? That would always never made sense to me.
Yeah, cultural differences. It's like in Thailand, you move into your mother. No, you move into the bride moves into the in-laws' house. You live with your parents. I live with my parents. My wife too, right? And growing in America, I used to judge myself like that's kind of a loser. But I realized I would not be able to do Mystic Village or anything if it wasn't for the support system that allows me to serve humanity fiercely And because as you find your deep purpose, the money starts to follow. Instead of like you having to chase money to just survive, and it continues. So we teach our children, get money, survive. Serve when it's convenient. Don't fiercely serve. Let the system do that, the church. And when we just like expect the church to, a lot of times there's money involved. So there's conditional love. And what can you say? What are you hearing, Sister Emily?
Yeah, I mean, from such a young age, like you said, like we have to leave at 18 most of the time, and that basically puts us into survival mode immediately because we are working, and I started working whenever I was 15, moved out whenever I was 17, and I began providing for myself at that age, you know, so that's what you learn, and we live in such a busy society that the older that we get, that's what we're used to, is just working to survive. That's what we do. And that goes with, you know, the white picket fence, with buying a house, buying the next nicer car, because we're looking for so much material items that we think that material wealth, you know, what we have brings us happiness. And then we get all those things. We're making six figures a year. We're married, but behind all the pretty photos, behind all the nice things that we have, the nice Christmas, the lights in front of the house, it looks nice on the outside, but on the inside, it's just yucky. You know, like the husband's cheating, the wife is an alcoholic. You know, it's just like so many things could be going on behind the background, that with spirituality, with meditation that's free, and with everything that we have found that benefits us, whenever we are caught up in that lifestyle, I think that's what's so beautiful about what we do, because we're out in the public, we're online, that whenever somebody might be going through a struggle like that, and then they find somebody doing the work online, not only us, but like so many other teachers and practitioners. You have light workers and, you know, angels all throughout the world, you know, that can be that beacon of hope for somebody whenever they're going through a harder time. And that's why I think the internet is so powerful, that yes, we might have like TikTok and video games and different dopamine, but there's also good things out there too, you know, and the more people that are actually doing the work and spreading the message in a positive way and not charging for money, think of all of the people that you can really help. Mm-hmm. Like it's really beautiful, because somebody might be going through hell and thinking that they can't get out of it, and seeing and hearing vulnerability and hearing other people's stories and hearing what works for them, that will give them hope and hopefully be able to get out of it, which will make the world a better place.
I was watching a YouTube video of some kid talking in the shorts, and he was talking about what doesn't make sense is that we work like 30, 40 to 50 years of our life only to enjoy like 10 to 20 years of it. And this is why I'm so grateful, because what we get to enjoy our life now. We don't need to retire. Like, this is dope. Mm-hmm. Right? That's why I'm so excited. I'm like, more people could be doing their thing that exciting now, because it's not about the money. It's about serving. It's about connection. It's about love, and it's about love now within yourself first. And this is why the spiritual path is so liberating. And this is why the internet, when used, like right now, we're using the internet to harmonize, to inspire, and to share love. And people don't need to pay for it, right? Because a lot of times it just leads to like feeling incomplete. Like you connect with, it's like when I studied Abraham Hicks or Esther Hicks, I was like, dude, I gotta go to one of those seminars. And it becomes more about a cult following that doesn't lead to enlightenment or awakening. It's just more about following what's cool, which is a lot of it. I've been studying on TikTok that a lot of people, we're talking about ideology so much, but we're not even feeling the love sometimes. We're talking so much about the scripture, but we're not even feeling inspired and connected. Where sometimes, and even the Buddhist people, when the ones that come on to the stream, sometimes they want to talk about they want to convert you to Buddhism, or some people want to convert you to these things because it's like sometimes we've been brainwashed to think something is love, but we're not even feeling love within ourselves. What can you say about that, brother?
Honestly, that was me for a really long time. Spiritual ego, where I feel like I have the truth. I've discovered the truth, and so it's harder to internalize it and actually experience it. It's harder to do that, so it's a lot. You get that almost validation or something by like trying to verbalize it with people, and like, you agree? Like, you agree with me? Look how smart I am, or something like that is going on. I think
it's like we're quietly testing each other. We're on the same ideologue, or like are we same like cult vibe? But we don't say that. It's just more like we talk a certain way that leads to a certain subject, and we go. It's like a wink, right?
And we go,
What communities are y'all in?
Conscious communities.
And so and again, when we start talking about the truth, and again, this comes from a lot of exploration, right? You've explored many hippie communities and communes, and
yes, I have.
And this is why, and this is triggering to some people to talk about the spiritual trends, right? Dressing spiritual and using the words like, thank you so much for holding space for me. Or just crying as an act of attention, right? Oftentimes we cry for attention, but we're not crying because we're healing.
I can only speak for me, but I could say the words, I could talk the talk, but inside I wasn't feeling joy. I'm still learning how to like open up that heart center, even now. 200 hours of meditation, Vipassana, I've done all this, vegetarian, 10 years, all this, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that love. I didn't feel that joy.
The genuine happiness.
And so, what was it for? What are the words for? What are the teachings for? It's not to talk about it, it's to be about it.
And that's what I've been trying to teach people, and many people are so attached to the Buddha's finger, right? The teaching, the bullet points, the Four Noble Truths, the 10 Commandments, right? The Sermon on the Mount. But in the moment, they don't feel it. Because why? You can hear it from their voice if they're there or not. Because whenever you're around people who have who are present and loving, it's effortless to hang out. You don't have to pretend to be somebody. Like we can talk crap all day, and like we know it's coming from a loving intention. This is why, like in the group, that's why I'd be calling out Tony all the time, right? What can you say about that, sister? About the doing, knowing the crystals, having the 30 decks of oracle and tarot cards, and still inside something's missing, even though you're part of some group that identifies as spiritual, identifies as happy, and here you are.
Yeah, I did all of it. I did the Become a Crystal Healer classes for a year, and the Reiki, and the yoga, and meditation every morning, going to the metaphysical shop 1 to 2 times a week, buying new crystals, buying new rings. This necklace is out. Oh, this pyramid is out.
The crown.
The crystal crown that I still have.
Nice.
And I was buying all these things, searching for healing, searching for happiness, thinking that would heal me, that these 30 oracle decks and tarot card decks, and getting a different reading from a different tarot reader, multiple times a month, that somebody would give me the answer on what I needed to do to move forward. But I was searching for something, and I knew I was searching for something, But the problem is everything that I was doing was exterior, was material, was there's my crystal sword. What is that? That's selenite, my selenite sword.
This is a cord cutting and clearing.
And I did all of those ceremonies. I would do a full moon ceremony each month online with my teacher, a new moon ceremony. We would have cord cuttings. We would have meditations. And all of these things. But why was I still crying? Why was I still sad? Why was I still getting angry at other people? And I was doing so many things on the exterior. I would have all these material items, but I wasn't going within. And that's why I'm so grateful for finding a community, for finding you, for finding the master, and all the different teachers. Because while I appreciate...
We piss a lot of people off because they don't want to hear this shit.
And that served its purpose, right? The crystals, the oracle decks, all the tarot card readings. But I was going broke from all this shit that I was buying, all these like healings that I was having. But whenever you have, you know, loving teachers that show you can do the work yourself, that you don't have to rely on others to spend money on others to give you the answers, that you already have the answers within. And you really start doing the deep work, that's when you see the real results.
You just started meditating more.
Yeah.
And you weren't being sold something for the first time.
I stopped spending money. I gave all of my 28, because I kept 2 decks, my 28 decks away at Medicine for the People.
I was surprised how many tarot decks that I'm like, oh my God, you could have a whole library of cards.
Yeah, and the sad thing is some people stay in that world for their entire life. You know, they keep on relying on the crystals, which crystals do have healing properties to them, 100%. But you can't rely on that.
Well, the thing is, the crystals are a label of what's possible, right? Like, this is a label for protection. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to carry this intention of protection, but it's more on the outside that they're carrying the crystal, because inside is not the protection. Because why? That's something that cannot be sold.
Yeah.
It requires practice. And it's free, right? So this is why currently I've been pissing a lot of people off on TikTok, because I'm making the point that you're making. Link in the bio. There's like 10, right? And even people on Insight Time are charging $10,000 for psychic training. $10,000.
That's crazy.
I only
spend $100 a month. Come on.
Right. So now I've also been part of different groups that charge money, because that's what everything's so conditional, and when you experience unconditional, you've been blessed. Like, you know, for again, it's so much effort to, and a lot of people did not like like in the beginning, you did not like my blunt style of things, and he's back. All right. Well, can you tell them about that? Because currently a lot of people, they don't share it.
So, you know,
I've been knowing you for a long time.
yeah,
like 8 years.
We used to do this when it was just like us and maybe like a few other people. We'd have the tea, we'd bowls, tarot card readings for like 2 years, every Saturday, every Sunday. And like my spirit really loved your spirit, but my ego, my personality was being triggered when you were
my approach.
Yeah, your approach to people, because I'm more like coming from a people pleaser kind of like trauma.
You want to make sure you don't offend people and don't trigger people.
Yeah, I want to be liked.
Comfort zone.
I want to be liked.
Yeah.
And to see you the way you are, and you don't give a fuck. You don't care. You don't care if people like you. You're willing to tell people the hard truths. And that for me, who was masking and telling people what I thought they wanted to hear so that they would like me, my ego, I was getting...
But you didn't recognize that.
I was getting triggered.
You didn't recognize that, right?
I felt it.
You felt...
I felt it was like a dissonance in my spirit, my emotions. and that was a sign for me to look at that a little more clearly. And so, for a long time, I kind of I wasn't part of your
group, whatever.
Because you kept going every weekend, and then that's what became this.
Mm-hmm.
And and during that time, I mean, I still, I would go through phases of, okay, I'm like smoking a bunch of weed again, and like I'm not working out, and like just kind of backsliding, and never was having a hard time like being consistent with my practices. And so then I learned about the term called masking. And I think it's something that a lot of intuitives or empaths or some people, they have to mask themselves because in order to feel safe. Because if they actually said what was on their mind,
that person would yell.
They wouldn't like me anymore, and then I'm not safe.
Yeah.
So at some point I learned, and I know where it's from. It's when I was very young, and I had a really very strict stepdad. And I mean, he one time I got a gift for my birthday. It was a Nintendo. And so my stepdad, he grabbed the Nintendo, and then in his other hand, he grabbed a Bible. He's like, "Which one do you want?" So I was like, "The Bible, I guess." So that was like, I think I knew what he wanted of me, and
expectations.
The expectation, I could feel it. I know what you want, and so if I give you what you want, then you'll like me and I'll be safe.
Yeah.
So
you were
I
programmed
learned about
to be
masking.
So you were programmed to be a people pleaser.
Yes.
And you didn't. That people pleaser is also masking.
Yes.
Right. It's not. It's because you're behind a people pleaser. There's some truth that we might not want to say because we want to make sure that things flow in a way that doesn't like make you. It's confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We don't want a confrontation, and
but over time it was killing me inside. It was taking my joy because I wasn't being authentic. I wasn't expressing my truth. My thoughts were not in alignment with my feelings, were not in alignment with my spirit. So
and you've seen people pissed off at me for like, because if I'm not on the same page as you, I'll leave. And then because I'm such a fierce support that when I leave somebody, it hurts, because when I show up like loud and proud, but when I leave quietly. Right? And that's how it is. It's just, what we do is we stand on our principles, right, and find what works for us. And it's not always easy to I've had people pissed off at me 3 months, like Sister Bonnie was pissed off at me for 3 months, Brother Alex also, or I pissed them, but then they came back and they realized, oh, I was right, but it's not me. I'm just here to speak the truth from my heart. I don't even think about it. And so some people come to test my Buddhism, right? Does he know, right? Like, who are you? And they expect I'm no one. And then, ooh, he's in the know. But we're just talking ideology now. How about help some people?
I will say that I think there's a skillful way, and I'm still learning this. There's a skillful way to say no to people. There's a skillful way to reject or to interject into someone. And I'm asking God to be with me so that I can express that in a way that's for the good.
Well, I'm glad you're here with us because, God told me that in our group we're going to have 5 people, and I think the last person is going to be Sister Jill that comes into the center. Right? That's right. Boom. That's 5. Right? And so, but of course I cannot force anybody to be like, hey, you should come live in Houston, Sean. Or, hey, Emily, why don't you like develop yourself more? I trust so much because that's all I can do. Force is not love. Right? I've never charged for like everything that we show is just from the heart. But it goes a long way, because if we can just do it for a while, God sees. The angels see, our ancestors see, and when we have a positive karma together, we become a big lighthouse where our ancestors combine power. Like your grandma, all our grandmas are uniting and like, send our grandchildren love, oh, right? Like that's really how it is. Like your faith in Jesus or Buddha, like whatever you believe in, right? Whatever it is, it combines because it's pure. But the moment it's not pure, which is conditional love, which means link in the bio, right? Let's come to my sound healing event where I charge this, or I'm getting or people do some events. Why? Because they get, I am Guru Tanet, right? I'm the boss around here. But they don't say that, but you can read the energy of non-humbleness. And so I stay away from those people, because if we collaborate, a hailstorm happens. Or crazy, because why? It doesn't match. It doesn't yin and yang. It's right. It's fighting. Conditional love. It doesn't have a space for unconditional love, right? Because why? It's conflicting. And so as I collaborated with people who are coming from here, ego, I know spirituality. This should be the way. This is the way. But like you, I don't even feel that. And so the more I collaborate with people who weren't genuine from the heart, the more I suffered. The more like I got into, like, you know, I fell off my bike because I was in my head about issues, and people drain you, people don't respect you, and you meet other people who are not practitioners. They just identify as spiritual. But they don't learn to practice grounding themselves and looking deeper, and I'm not here to make them. It's just, okay, we're not on the same page, I'm out. But we have to give each other chances. Why? Because of love, right? We care enough. We have to try. So let's read some comments and then we'll end it. And my parents gave me luggage for graduating.
Get out of here.
Amanda says, I totally agree. We should be sharing living. We should share living. There's too many people, not enough space to become so separate. Amanda says, I want a crystal crown. You have it? She likes bougie stuff. She loves fancy stuff.
Maybe I'll start wearing it at the park.
Don't get jealous, okay? Check this out. This is a quartz tiara.
I don't even know if you can see it. Can you see it?
Here.
Back in the days. Karma says, parents give the gift of life but struggle to nurture that gift. Speaking from my own experience and everyone I know mostly, parenting is a pass down of many lives. Oh, and Karma says, okay, the humble warrior also have ego in putting other healers down, just thinking out loud without fears. Humble warrior can be. Well, sometimes the truth seems like it's putting others down, but it's just cracking the ego that they don't want to be cracked. This is why many people will come to the stream and sometimes say, stop judging, because they're coming from a place where they're still in that paradigm. And imagine some people will tell you what you don't want to hear, and instead of like contemplating, is it true, right? Instead, we're just like, oh, I just don't, just check in. Yeah. And so that's why we don't collaborate with many groups, because a lot of it is just more about stuff like this. It's more about philosophy and ideology, but the effectiveness of what we're doing, I mean, just go look at TikTok. There's a lot of people doing card readings. People go, I resonate with that. But their life, we're not making change that leads to transformation. It's just a bunch of changes that keep our life the same. And then we'll go get another card reading when we have some more money. The crown looks so pretty though. Again, this is why I say I've been pissing a lot of people off, because why? It's so poisonous to, right? It's just ignorance. When you don't know, you don't know. And the master trained me hard, okay? The master told me to stop hanging out with people like that, straightforward. Because a lot of it's more about, many people read the cookbook, but they never do the cooking. Because the cooking is difficult because it requires you looking at, when you cook, does the dish even come out good? They just, right? It's like having a recipe for love, but what comes out isn't love. But to realize what you're practicing, you don't even feel love. Ouch. Right? Or you're hanging around a bunch of people who hugs a long time, you're staring, eye gazing, and you're but you still hate your dad. Oh. Right. So all of this, stop criticizing. It's just everyone has a different standard. And this is why when you don't charge people for it, you say, now I understand why the master never told me. Because when you're not charging people for it, guess what? You say whatever the hell you want. But when you start charging people, they don't want to hear this crap. They don't want to hear about all this because it's uncomfortable. Because imagine all their life, that's what they're doing. They're just doing the spiritual trend, but they don't even feel the love on a moment-to-moment basis. And that's hard to hear for people who are doing that. And that's a ton of people. Why? It's good money when you're lonely and you need somebody's attention. You pay for it. Okay. Are you going live? Yes. When I get home, I'll jump on TikTok a little bit here because I feel better. Let's see here. Final words, Brother Charles. Just final words from your heart. Whatever you want to say.
I guess I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank me, thank God, thank everyone. Thank you.
Sister Emily?
Just love your damn self. Because if you go around just giving to others all the time and don't give yourself that love first, then your battery is going to be running on empty.
Yes. Love your damn self. And when you have found that genuine love, help others. And try to do it without needing to think about how can I capitalize on people's unfulfilledness. The end. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mira. Thank you, Karma.
Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
Namaste. Oh, we're off.
No, we're still on.
Namaste.